And the big breaking story that India Today brought you first and every single channel has been following since we put it out. After Rahul Gandhi claimed in public that Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar had told him that Prime Minister Modi altered the Rafale deal without informing himself. That is Parrikar. Now the Goa Chief Minister has hit right back. He met with Rahul Gandhi yesterday for 5 minutes after Rahul Gandhi called on him for a courtesy visit. The Goa Chief Minister, of course, is ailing. Parrikar says he feels let down that Rahul Gandhi, after that visit, has used that visit for petty political gains. Parrikar has said, and I quote, "Nothing whatsoever about Rafale was even mentioned in your meeting with me. Paying a courtesy visit and then stooping so low as to make a false statement for petty political gains has raised in my mind questions about the sincerity and purpose of your visit itself. I feel let down by you using the visit for your petty political gains." So Manohar Parrikar, the former defense minister, blasting Rahul, ripping into him and expressing his anguish over the comments made by Rahul Gandhi after a 5-minute visit with Manohar Parrikar, where the Rafale issue did not come up even once. Well, Rahul Gandhi's fresh Rafale attack on the Modi government came just a day after he met Manohar Parrikar. Here's what Rahul Gandhi had said.
HCL कंपनी से दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा डिफेंस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट छीना। कल मैं पर्रिकर जी से मिला। पर्रिकर जी ने स्वयं कहा था कि डील बदलते समय प्रधानमंत्री ने हिंदुस्तान के डिफेंस मिनिस्टर से नहीं पूछा।
So here you have it, the letter written by Manohar Parrikar to Rahul Gandhi, dated the 30th of January, that's today, saying he feels let down and he questions the sincerity of Rahul Gandhi because he has mischievously quoted Manohar Parrikar, even though the Rafale issue didn't come up even a single time during that meeting. Well, Rahul Gandhi may not have directly or explicitly quoted or said that this was said during his meeting with Manohar Parrikar, but it is mischievously indicated that a day after meeting him, he's now quoting the Goa Chief Minister. So anyone listening to that speech would assume that it is Manohar Parrikar who made these comments directly to Rahul Gandhi. We have those letters, 2 pages of that letter by Manohar Parrikar to Rahul Gandhi.
I'm on live. I'm patched on live.
Is Poulomi Saha for more on this. Poulomi, take us through the fallout of this letter. Manohar Parrikar leaving no stone unturned, mincing no words. He's basically calling Rahul Gandhi a liar here.
Absolutely. This is definitely turning into a political hot potato, really, Shiv, because yesterday Rahul Gandhi at least claimed, like you pointed out, not explicitly whether it was coming from that meeting that he had with Mr. Manohar Parrikar in Goa earlier in the day, but obviously coming off the back of it when he's quoting Mr. Parrikar. Otherwise, Mr. Parrikar has not gone on record anywhere to state that, you know, he was not kept in the loop as far as the Rafale deal was concerned. So where was Mr. Gandhi otherwise quoting him from? So it is, of course, assumed that he's quoting him from his own meeting, and the kind of impact it has had and the way it has snowballed now into a huge controversy. The Goa Chief Minister himself now putting out a letter to Rahul Gandhi, a 2-page letter where he says that he feels let down, he feels distressed that Rahul Gandhi used this meeting, this courtesy call on Mr. Parrikar yesterday in order to sort of feed, as he says, his political opportunism. He says they had a 5-minute meeting where Rahul Gandhi called on him as a courtesy, as someone who's ailing, and he obviously was coming in uninvited, but because someone was coming in to just inquire about his health, obviously Mr. Parrikar had that meeting with him, and in that meeting Mr. Parrikar says nowhere was Rafale discussed, neither was it brought up by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, nor was it discussed by Mr. Parrikar. And Mr. Parrikar obviously again goes on to put on record that as far as the deal is concerned, the intergovernmental agreement between India and France is concerned, it followed the defence procurement procedure. All stated rules and procedures were followed, so there is no question of him being kept out of the loop, or Mr. Narendra Modi having allegedly unilaterally struck a deal with former French President François Hollande. So now this has obviously snowballed into a huge controversy. The BJP president also saying that this is extremely, low-grade politics for Mr. Rahul Gandhi to have allegedly indulged in.
This is going to be uncomfortable for Rahul Gandhi, even though there are supporters of the Congress and Congress leaders who are saying, Polomi, that Rahul Gandhi did not quote from the personal meeting with, Parrikar, but was basically quoting what happened during that audio tape leak and what the Congress has been alleging anyway about Parrikar. But there is a degree of mischief, isn't there, Polomi, in Rahul Gandhi first meeting Parrikar and the next day stating these things like facts. So any person watching the speech would assume that Rahul Gandhi heard this from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely, because like I pointed out, Shiv, Mr. Parrikar hasn't gone on record anywhere to state that he wasn't kept in the loop as far as this Rafale deal was concerned, that he did not know what was being struck between India and France, and Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, unilaterally allegedly struck this deal with the former French President. So Mr. Parrikar has never said anything of this kind on record, even as far as that audio tape is concerned, where Goa Minister Vishwajit Rane is said to, have a conversation with a journalist where he's tipping him off allegedly about something that transpired in a Goa cabinet meeting, where Mr. Parrikar, as per Mr. Rane's words, of course Mr. Rane challenges the authenticity of that audio tape, but the fact is that Mr. Rane in that tape also states that Mr. Parrikar said that they don't know, I have files of Rafale, everything back home in my bedroom. That is all that Mr. Parrikar allegedly stated as quoted by Vishwajit Rane. He did not say anything to the effect that I was not kept in the loop, I did not know what transpired, that this 36 Rafale aircraft jet deal was struck unilaterally by the Prime Minister and nobody was kept in the loop, be it the CCS or, those who are supposed to be in the loop as far as defence procurement procedures are concerned. So yes, it appears that Mr. Rahul Gandhi is quoting off his meeting with the Goa Chief Minister, the courtesy call which Mr. Parrikar says lasted for only 5 minutes.
Okay, stay with me, Polomi. I want to go across to our guests who we brought in on a different topic, but I want to get in some reactions from them on this big breaking story. We have Amiben Yagnik of the Congress Party. We have Shaina NC of the BJP with us, and I want to see if I can get some comments from them on this big breaking story that India Today has put out. Shaina NC, you're with us. Manohar Parrikar's 2-page letter to Rahul Gandhi, which minces no words whatsoever. It's basically calling him a liar. It's basically saying, you've used an ailing person, you came to meet me, without informing me. It was a courtesy call. I met you in the spirit of, of someone calling on people who are ailing, but you've used my disease for your petty political gains. This is a very, very scathing letter.
Yes, I think it's a perfect befitting reply. It's a hard-hitting reply, and the reply is in the spirit of the reference to context. Mr. Rahul Gandhi came to meet Mr. Manohar Parrikar because he was ailing, and if you choose to digress from the actual issue and use it as a political one-upmanship of opportunism, I think it's very filthy. It's not necessary, especially when you know that the person concerned is ailing, has medical issues, and if you're going to continue to spread lies and say that there was discussion on Rafale, I think it's unfortunate, because do understand that Mr. Manohar Parrikar is not just suffering from a disease. If he opens his home to the member of the opposition in Mr. Gandhi, who comes as a courtesy visit to check on his so-called ailing health, and then uses it as a tool for his political one-upmanship of trying to suggest that this is an agenda that was discussed, which is utter lies. I'm glad that Mr. Parrikar has written out this letter in the public domain, because it says what the reality and sequel of events were. And for those who are misbelieving they should know that the credibility of Mr. Manohar Parrikar and his track record in public life obviously says it all.
Abhiben Yagnik, this is embarrassing as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned. Until yesterday, Rahul was being praised for calling on the ailing Chief Minister of Goa to just as a courtesy call, as a human being, not as a politician. Today he makes a speech, on mentioning and quoting the former Defence Minister. And now you have this scathing letter which calls Rahul Gandhi basically a liar. Amiben Yagnik, Rahul Gandhi appears to be not just, dishonest about or mischievous about the facts that he's putting out, but also manipulative, given that it is a person who is ailing with a serious disease who is at the center of this controversy now.
I think, Shiv, you are mixing up the two issues. The courtesy visit, as per what you are saying, lasted only for 5 minutes. And it was really a courtesy visit to an ailing man. And he was gracious enough to tell Rahulji that, yes, you can come and visit me. In 5 minutes, there is no mention of Rafale anywhere. Yeah. But this letter speaks of maybe the Rafale deal, but not of the discussion during the visit or whatever at that time Mr. Parrikar might have talked to Rahul. It doesn't disclose that. But yes, Rahulji has been raising this issue for a long time, and when the audio tape where the minister was saying that yes, all the files are with Mr. Manohar Parrikar's bedroom, at that time, since that time, the matter has been going on. So day in and day out, this has been coming out, and no explanation has come forth from Mr. Parrikar's office, because he was there then, the defense minister at that time. But nothing has come
very
forward.
Very strange that you say this,
Amiben Yagnik. Today you have come out with a letter
which
has been coming from Mr. Parrikar.
Amiben Yagnik, first of all, the person on the tape was not Mr. Parrikar. It was a minister in the Goa government. The said minister has come out and denied having said all that and said that the tapes are doctored. That's a different issue. Mr. Parrikar has come out and clarified on that issue about the files being in his bedroom, etc., etc. All those things have been clarified by Manohar Parrikar. Rahul Gandhi has not only quoted those issues, but done it on a day after meeting Mr. Manohar Parrikar. So obviously he has no respect for the person he's just called upon.
No. I think again you are mixing it up. Rahulji speaks about Rafale every day. The BJP and the Prime Minister and Mr. Anil Ambani choose not to give an explanation. So it's an everyday Rafale that is spoken about. So you cannot club if he is going even on the same day to visit Mr. Parrikar or that minister, and if the minister comes and it is doctored, well, that's a separate issue. But you cannot club the letter and the courtesy visit. I think you are gravely mistaken in clubbing these two. It was definitely a courtesy visit to an ailing man, a man who was a defense minister at that time and who was not even consulted for anything. So even today's defense minister is not speaking on the deal. But because Rahul Gandhi is saying every day about Rafale, you can't mix it up. Well, so I understand Mr. Parrikar's
it sounds very mischievous.
That yes,
it sounds very mischievous. I can tell you, Amiben Yagnik,
a liar because Rafale is going on every day.
For the last few days, Rahul Gandhi has not been saying anything about the Rafale. Today, he says it once again after a day after meeting with Manohar Parrikar. And he quotes Manohar Parrikar suddenly after many, many days. It's been a few weeks since he's mentioned Manohar Parrikar. Today, he mentions it suddenly out of the blue, one day after meeting Manohar Parrikar. So anyone watching Rahul's speech cannot be blamed for thinking that Rahul Gandhi ne abhi unse milke aaye hain. Isliye he has this first-hand information from Manohar Parrikar, and therefore it is a huge political news break because Rahul Gandhi has got this smoking gun straight from the horse's mouth. Before I go to China NC, Union Minister Smriti Irani has also hit out at Rahul Gandhi. She's tweeted just now, and I quote, "Rahul made the excuse of a courtesy visit and used it for political gain. This proves Rahul can stoop to any level for political gains. This shows his culture." Shaina, the BJP president has attacked Rahul Gandhi. Smriti Irani has attacked Rahul Gandhi. The Congress party says Rahul Gandhi has been quoting Parrikar before. He's been attacking on the Rafale before. So therefore, you cannot mix the two issues. Do you agree with that? Are you happy to buy that particular excuse? Because Rahul Gandhi, in my estimation, has not mentioned Parrikar for the last few weeks. Suddenly he's mentioned Parrikar 24 hours after meeting him.
Absolutely not, Shiv. Please understand that Mr. Rahul Gandhi met Mr. Manohar Parrikar for less than 5 minutes. In what was viewed as a courtesy call, how come you can turn it into some kind of political opportunism and make it as if it is your great positioning of yourself and your party for reasons best known to you, and to try and suggest that there was some great talk on Rafale when there was no mention of Rafale. I'm glad that Manohar Parrikar, as a man of conviction, has not just written this in the public domain, has also specified that there was absolutely no conjecture at all. And if you're going to make this into one of your great stints to say that, oh, I met Parrikar ji and he said this, the people of this country will not accept that claim, because they know the integrity of Prime Minister Modi, they know the integrity of the then Raksha Mantri in Manohar Parrikar ji, and this letter specifies and says it all the way it was. So I only want to say that if he is going to use words like saying that this was some great talk on Rafale, and then you believe that in 5 minutes you could have discussed so many points and brought it into the public domain, realize that the voter of India and the Indian public is not as dumb as you think they are. They clearly know who is a man of integrity and who would have spoken on a courtesy visit of something which he's not spoken about even otherwise. So let's not get into these baseless allegations. Every allegation needs to be substantiated with proof, and there was no talk of informing him or changing the norms of Rafale.
It's very strange, because, you know, I'm just looking at the last time that Rahul Gandhi actually mentioned Manohar Parrikar before this particular meeting. There's a tweet from Rahul Gandhi 2 days ago where he says 30 days since the Goa audio tapes on Rafale were released, no FIR or inquiry ordered, no action against the minister either. It's obvious that the tapes are authentic and that Goa Chief Minister Parrikar is in possession of explosive Rafale secrets that give him power over the Prime Minister. So this was a day before he met Manohar Parrikar. He tweets this. Before that, it is on the 2nd of January. Many days ago, like almost 3 weeks ago, or more than 3 weeks ago, that Rahul Gandhi has mentioned Parrikar for the previous time. He says, Modi ji, please tell us why Parrikar ji keeps a Rafale file in his bedroom and what's in it. So 2nd January, Amiben Yagnik, is when Rahul Gandhi last mentioned Parrikar. Then suddenly he mentions Parrikar once again right before meeting him, and then right after meeting him. This looks a little mischievous. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it looks a little mischievous, which is why the BJP is accusing you of manipulating a sick person for petty political gains.
Shiv, there cannot be any manipulation, especially when there is a ailing man around. It was a courtesy visit. I think you also understand it. And when you say that there is some mischief, I do not want to get into that fact. But the fact remains that Rafale has been being raised time and again. And since that audio tape, nothing has happened. That also you read out the tweet. But so you don't mix up the courtesy call, courtesy visit of 5 minutes. And there can never be any discussion with an ailing man about some files. Well, he mentioned Mr. Parrikar because Mr. Parrikar has been in the audio tape. So the question of not mentioning him also would not arise. Yep. The BJP is in the habit of ducking, running away from the truth, never giving any answers or explanations, and so the BJP can think of anything and the BJP can go to any extent.
But I just want to ask you one thing, Amiben Yagnik, because, you know, Manohar Parrikar has maintained a fairly studied, you know, some would say a dignified silence, some would say a conspicuous silence throughout this entire controversy, even though he has been quoted. This is in fact the first time he's come out in an elaborate manner and in a detailed manner clarified on the many things said about him and the many things that Rahul Gandhi has quoted as him having said or him having done. Isn't that going to be embarrassing for Rahul Gandhi? Because Rahul Gandhi has pegged many things on this mysterious file that Manohar Parrikar has in his bedroom. What Manohar Parrikar has done now is pretty much come out and say, hey, look, you know nothing about this. I have not said anything about this, and none of this is true.
Well, there is a third angle of the minister. We may not go into saying that the ailing man, because we do not want to disturb him. The fact remains that the minister quoted Mr. Parrikar. We did not bring Mr. Parrikar on our own. It was the minister's tape that came out in public, and he said that he was informed that Mr. Parrikar had the files. For 1 month, nothing has happened. Neither the minister or nobody from Mr. Parrikar's office has even come out and clarified anything about the tape or about the files or about anything. So Mr.
Parrikar clarified himself
to come and give any explanation. So we have not even. No, we would never disturb an ailing man. That is our culture. But the fact remains, for 1 month, nothing came out even from the minister's office or from Goa. So let us say that when the Rafale deal, the audio tape is authentic. Nothing has been found. That there is a case registered. No investigation is going on. So even to club today with Mr. Parrikar's visit, I think you are going too far, Mr. Arur.
Okay.
I think
I am only asking the questions, man. I am only asking the questions because you're saying
why nothing has happened.
I am only asking the questions. We are bipartisan here on India Today. We ask questions on both sides. There is no mischief on any side. I am simply asking the questions here because allegations are being made and because a letter has been written by a person who is the former chief minister and is suffering from a very serious ailment. Now, you're saying that there was no intention to disturb the minister. There was no intention to disturb the chief minister. Shaina, disturbed is precisely what Manohar Parrikar has ended up, having done to him. He seems to be extremely perturbed, disturbed, upset, angry,
absolutely.
Disappointed, a sense of betrayal, a sense of irritation, a sense of anger, over this 5-minute visit with Rahul Gandhi.
Right adjectives. You're absolutely right, Shiv. I don't think Ami-Ben or the Congress party can determine if somebody is disturbed, angry, upset, and that too the person in question, who was the former Raksha Mantri, is not in the best of health. We all know of him fighting against a very serious disease, and if you're not going to respect his condition, please don't spread this kind of lies. For political opportunism, you can go to any extent. I'm glad that this letter specifies everything, that he had met him for precisely 5 minutes, and that too it was a courtesy visit based on the premise that he said that he wanted to come and meet him and seek and find out how he was doing in terms of his health. And there you twist it completely for your political opportunism. I think the people of this country will give a befitting answer at the correct time because they realize that this kind of manipulation, lies and baseless allegations holds no truth. The people are very discerning and they do understand that a man of repute like Manohar Parrikar should not be put through this predicament. Forget him, nobody should be put through this kind of manipulation.
And there is, I want to thank the both of you, and I also want to quote one paragraph of Manohar Parrikar's letter, because Rahul Gandhi continues to quote him saying, "Unke bedroom mein ek file hai, mysterious file." Well, here's Manohar Parrikar in his letter saying, "The intergovernment agreement and the procurement of Rafale are as per defence procurement procedure. I have said this before and wish to reiterate again in today's context too. The fighter aircraft are procured following all stated procedures, keeping national security as top priority." We wonder if Rahul Gandhi, if that's enough for Rahul Gandhi, will that satisfy Rahul Gandhi and stop him from quoting the former chief minister, or, as the BJP alleges, is an ailing former defence minister simply a political pawn to be manipulated? We leave it to our viewers to decide. Thank you very much, Shaina NC and Ami-Ben Yagnik, for joining me on day number 1 here on 5 Live.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.